Hello and welcome, Potterheads, all magical people and creatures alike. I'm Mo Minerva and today I'll be doing the ultimate Harry Potter tag. So grab your puffskin and let's go! So the first question is favourite book, and my favourite book is The Order of the Phoenix, and that's because it's so long. It's the longest book and I like that because there's so much of it, and I also like that it contains Dumbledore's army because I feel like I would really want to be part of Dumbledore's army. So I really like that part of the Order of the Phoenix, and I also like the Order very much. So yeah, the Order of the Phoenix is my favourite. The next question is least favourite book, and my least favourite book is one that I think a lot of people have as their least favourite book. It's The Chamber of Secrets. I don't necessarily think it's a bad book, I really love it. I think it's a great book, but out of the 7 books I really feel like that one is the weakest. Yeah. The next question is favourite movie, and my favourite movie is really difficult to answer, I think, because I love them all. I'm gonna say Half-Blood Prince, and the only reason for that is because I really love the Felix Felicis scene. I just think that's a brilliant scene. I love Harry with his... The next question is least favourite movie, and once again I'm gonna go with Chamber of Secrets. Not because I think it's a bad movie or anything, I think it's really good, but I just think the plot of the Chamber of Secrets is perhaps the least favourite one of mine out of all of the 7 books. So I'm gonna choose Chamber of Secrets as my least favourite movie. And the next question is favourite quote. My favourite quote is a Dumbledore quote, of course. Of course it's happening inside your head, Harry, but why on earth should that mean that it is not real? As someone who suffers from mental illness, I think this is a really good quote. It's really meaningful and powerful because it says that things that are in your head are real as well. It doesn't have to be on your body to be real. It can be just as real in your mind as it is on the outside. Then we're moving on to the characters part, and the first question is favourite Weasley, and I couldn't possibly decide between 2 of the Weasleys that I love, and that's Fred and George. I think Fred and George are sort of combined, so I'm gonna say Fred and George for this question. Next question is favourite female character, and my favourite female characters are Hermione and Luna. Probably Hermione a little bit more than Luna because Hermione was always my favourite character when I was a child and I identified a lot with her. So Hermione and Luna, but Hermione a little bit more. The next question is favourite villain, and honestly I don't really like any of the villains. The villains, you're not supposed to like the villains, are you? I don't know. I don't like the villains, any of them, but I mean, as a villain, Voldemort is a really good one. I mean, he's really scary, super creepy, and really mad and evil, so he's a good villain. The next question is favourite male character, and my favourite male character is also my overall favourite, and that's Dumbledore. I think Dumbledore is an extremely well written character. He's so complex and mysterious, and he's also really wise and weird, and I like that about him a lot. I think he's a really interesting character, and he's got so many sides to him. But I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot more of Dumbledore in the Fantastic Beasts series. And the next question is favourite professor, and I would say if not Dumbledore then Lupin. I don't really count Dumbledore as a professor, he's more of a headmaster, but yeah, then it's definitely Lupin. I think Professor Lupin was a really good teacher. Next on, we're at the would you rather section. Does my head look like the puffskin, now that I have a haircut. And the first question is, would you rather wash Snape's hair or spend a day listening to Lockhart talk about himself? And honestly, I think this should be really easy for anyone because Snape's hair is really greasy and I don't feel like anyone would want to touch that hair. So I think everyone would choose to just listen to Lockhart talk about himself on and on for a day. It's just one day. I'd go for Lockhart. What would you go for? The next question is, would you rather duel an elated Bellatrix or an angry Molly? And I feel like also this is a rather easy one because an angry Molly might not still kill you if you haven't done something really bad to her. But Bellatrix is insane. She would kill you in a flash. So definitely Molly. I'll choose Molly. The next question is, would you rather travel to Hogwarts via the Hogwarts Express or the flying car? And it's definitely the Hogwarts Express for me. Who'd choose a flying car? The Hogwarts Express seems magical in itself. Not just Hogwarts is magical, but then the Hogwarts Express is quite magical as well. And you can get sweets off the trolley and you can sit there and chat with your friends. It'll be really nice. And the next question is, would you rather A, kiss Voldemort, or B, give Umbridge a bubble bath? And yuck to both of them. Just ew. I wouldn't want to do either of them. Obviously no one wants to do that, but kissing Voldemort, I feel like, I don't know, how intimate would I have to get with Umbridge? Could she wear like a suit, a bathing suit? Because then it would be like, okay, I think. And she probably smells nice. Voldemort seems like he would smell of decay and death. So I really wouldn't want to kiss him. I'd probably give Umbridge a bubble bath. But I really don't want to. There. And the next question is, would you rather ride a hippogriff or a firebolt? Now, I don't think I would like to fly at all because I feel like I would be really terrible at it. But flying a hippogriff, I feel like it would be more dangerous since it's a hippogriff, it's a live thing and it's not entirely under my control. Flying a firebolt would, at least I would be in control of it. So I would choose a firebolt over a hippogriff, definitely. The next section is the book to movie adaptation, and the first question is there a character you felt differently about in the movies versus the books? Yes. Ginny. Can we talk about Ginny for a second? I mean, Ginny was really badass, she was so cool, she was a strong and mature girl, she was really cool. I said cool once previously. She's almost like saliva. Like nothing. She's very nothing. I thought Ginny was a great character in the books, and I didn't think she was that great of a character in the movie. So yeah, Ginny. Thought that most characters were better in the book, but that's a given because the books you get a bit more than the films. The next question is there a movie you preferred instead of the book? And the answer is no. No, I did not prefer any of the movies over their books. The next question is Richard Harris or Michael Gambon as Dumbledore? And this is really easy for me. I'm 100% Richard Harris. I think that Richard Harris made a really great job as Dumbledore. I thought he was excellent as Dumbledore. Dumbledore. I thought he was excellent as Dumbledore. He was really calm and weird, and I thought he did a great job, and he had all the qualities that Dumbledore should have. And I think that in the Goblet of Fire he would probably have asked Harry very calmly if he put his name in the Goblet of Fire. He would not have said it the way Michael Gambon said it, and I'm absolutely sure of that. So I'm really sad that Richard Harris died before he could finish his role as Dumbledore, and I feel really sad that we only got to see that little bit when Dumbledore wasn't that much involved in the stories. Just imagine the Half-Blood Prince with Richard Harris, that would have been great. I think. So yeah, I'm a Richard Harris fan, and I think he was the better Dumbledore. I'm also really loving Jude Law as a Dumbledore, by the way. Just saying. Your top thing, which wasn't included in the movie, that annoyed you most. This is definitely Spew for me. I felt like Spew was really interesting, and because Hermione was my favorite character back then, I thought it was a very interesting part of her story, and I really liked it, and I think that Spew would be something I would personally want to be a part of if I were at Hogwarts. And yeah, I think that added quite a bit. So Spew and then Winky. Why did they remove Winky? I think that was really strange. And they also removed Ludo Bagman, didn't they? Didn't think of that until now. But yeah, definitely Spew. Or SPEW, as you should say. The next question is, if you could remake any of the Potter films, which one would it be? And I don't think I would remake them because I really love the movies. But if I had to choose one, maybe Philosopher's Stone, sort of create a new one and then just add to the series. And maybe I could be in it and I could play McGonagall, maybe. Yes, please. Could I, please? The next section is Hogwarts, and the first question is, which house was your first gut feeling you'd be a part of? And for me, this was Ravenclaw. Without a doubt. I always knew I was a Ravenclaw. And the next question is, which house were you actually sorted into on Pottermore? And that is also Ravenclaw. I've always been sorted into Ravenclaw when I've done the Pottermore quiz, and I've done it quite a few times. The next question is, which class would be your favorite at Hogwarts? And I've already answered this in my very first video, and I'll link it somewhere. It's potions. I loved chemistry when I was a kid, and I still do. Potions, I think, would be so much fun. I would love it. So yeah, potions. The next question is, which spell do you think would be most useful to learn? The most useful to learn would probably be Accio, I think. Just so that you don't have to get up whenever you want something, so you just be like, Accio. I also think Wingardium Leviosa is a really good spell, and I like Lumos as well a lot. Those three, I think, are the best spells to learn. The next question is, which character at Hogwarts would you instantly become friends with? And the answer to that is probably Hermione. I think I was a lot like Hermione when I was in school. I was a bit of a know-it-all. I was very studious. I was a bit annoying. I tried to learn it all. I tried to always be at top of the class. And I think Hermione and I would really hit it off. Like, we would click, I think. So I think it would be Hermione. Otherwise, it would be one of the teachers. Because I usually made friends with the teachers when I was in school. And for the last part, it's the miscellaneous part. If you could own one of the 3 Hallows, which would it be? And honestly, I don't want any of the Hallows. I don't think I would have any use of the Hallows, if I'm honest. But if I had to choose one, I would choose the Invisibility Cloak, because I feel like that one's the one that comes with the least risk. But yeah, I don't want any, thanks though. The next question is there any aspect of the books you would like to change? This can be a character, an event, or anything. I think... What do I think? I wouldn't want to change it. I mean, I love the... Don't know. I mean, I love the books. Is there anything I want to change? I think one thing I'd change, if I had to change something, is the way J.K. Rowling writes about overweight people. She's quite mean about it. She writes it in a very cruel way. So yeah, I would change to that, I think, if I had to change something. But I don't think I really want to change anything. The next question is favorite marauder, and that's very easy for me. It's Lupin. I love Lupin. I loved Lupin in the books a lot. I thought they really didn't make him as good of a character in the films compared to the books, but also in the movie he's really great. But yeah, I loved Lupin. He was the only marauder that was kind. The next question is a bit of a one that makes you a bit sad. If you could bring back one character to life, which one would it be? And for me this is really easy because it would definitely be Fred. I felt like that was probably the worst thing J.K. Rowling did, was killing Fred. How could you kill Fred? How? 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 It was a great character. Fred and George belonged together, and it broke my heart, and I still want to bring Fred back with every cell in my body. And the very last question is Horcruxes or Hallows? And this is easy, it's definitely Hallows for me. Horcruxes are evil, they're made with dark magic, so I don't really like them. You have to kill someone to create them, so definitely Hallows. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and why don't you subscribe while you're at it? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next vid. Bye, Potterheads!